And as he said, you know, the revival brought very good things to us. The issue of forgiveness, it comes from the revival. Reconciliation. The issue of loving one another, it is actually one of the fruits of revival. For me, I am a grandson of the revival, because they found me in Chagwe. I am a Mukunja. So people were fearing the Bakunja, but I'm transformed in Mukunja because of the revival. Now, the revival brought brotherhood, sisterhood. My mother was, I was born alone by my mother in our clan, in Bukunja, in Mpindi clan. But now, because of revival, I have a very big family. A family where the Bachiga, Banyankole, the Portuguese, the Lugubara, the Americans. My family is too big now because of the revival. The Bafumbira. So the revival brought brotherhood, sisterhood. And now when you travel this side and you say Tukutendereza, you just enter. Except these days when people have actually diluting it. You can, someone who can sing Tukutendereza, you give him a place to sleep. In the morning you find he has gone with a mattress and everything. But in the past, the moment we say Ndimulokole and you sing Tukutendereza, this is actually the reason of the revival. And we want to renew it and ensure that we go back to our roots of the revival. Let me invite now our chairperson, for Dr.
Revival. Our duty as the organizing committee, mainly from Greater Kigezi, is to support our spiritual leaders, led by His Grace, the Archbishop and Bishop Akanjuna, and other bishops, and indeed the church as we know it. The revival had many aspects, but I will just highlight a few social issues. The revival actually transformed the lives of our people in the sense that it introduced spiritual leadership, it introduced discipline, it introduced open way of doing things. And when there was an issue, it encouraged people to put it on the table or in the church or in the open, sort it out so that they live in harmony. The other aspect that I would like to highlight is that it defied the colonial borders that divided Africa. You can see at that early stage, Rwanda was heavily involved, Uganda was, actually Congo was, Kenya was, hence East Africa. Therefore, I want to salute the church for having provided a pioneer role for the people of East Africa, our region, to work together. And by the way, that was the nucleus, because it was both African and it was international and indeed global. So we are talking about a movement, a world movement, a global movement, an African movement. We should know that our role as organizers is to ensure that this global movement, which is celebrated every 10 years, is well prepared for. And as Bishop Akanjuna said, arrangements are being made, and the organizing committee is doing whatever it can to support what the church is doing in hosting, in looking after, and in making sure that this convention indeed is a big success. Needless to say, we want to salute the pioneers, and I'm glad the names have been talked about by His Grace, and our duty is to ensure that that liberation philosophy, spiritual philosophy, which liberated our people, is re-energized, reactivated, so that the generation that we have today can also benefit from the fruits of revival. As you very well know, His Excellency the President is himself a result, a product of revival, and in fact, he recently, working with the late General Tumwine, organized a get-together of the children of the revival movement. So the revival movement, in a way, is a living movement, and our duty is to energize it so that it can expand and indeed be felt both spiritually and also socially. The last comment I want to make is on health. Our people were dying from poor hygiene and all sorts of things that were not hygienic and were not helping our people. So the revival brought cleanliness, the importance of cleanliness to our people. And as a result, many diseases which were coming because of poor hygiene and poor sanitary conditions literally disappeared. This is a great contribution that the revival movement made, which is sometimes overlooked, but which saved many lives of our people. And in fact, that very message is what we are giving today in order to prevent disease, in order to defend people from being killed by conditions which they would have prevented if they just improved their hygiene. So it was a holistic message by the revival movement, which we support, which we must encourage, because our people will be the beneficiaries. Thank you. Let me take this opportunity now